happy Mental Health Monday. We are back in another week to continue talking about how to take care of our mental health. So like I said in the last video, I was going to take this video especially to focus on some basic ways that you guys can help your children to take care of their mental health. You can teach them, or you can taking care of their mental health together with you. Of course, everything that I say in the last video apply for children as well. There's nothing I say in the last video that does not apply for children, but there's a few more stuff that I wanted to go over that's specific for children, and I didn't want to put in the last video because I didn't want the last video to be too long. So here are they. And the reason I make sure I did it on purpose, the reason that I went over the adult first on some basic ways of taking care of their mental health, because I know a lot of moms and a lot of dads and a lot of caretaker, people who's taking care of children, yes, they are teaching their kids a certain way, they are saying a certain things, but they are not implying them themselves. And as a caretaker, as a parent, mom, dad, you need to take care of yourself first. You need to take care of your mental health first before you can take care of anyone else. And you will be surprised how children is paying attention more than the things you do, than the things you say. I have many parents that come to me and say, but I teach them why. I show them the right way to take care of their mental health, to take care of themselves. I don't know where they get that from. And when I talk to them and I ask them, what about you? How do you take care of your mental health? What do you do? And then they tell me, well, I work every day and I do this and I do that and I do that. And I will ask them, when was the last time you laughed? When was the last time you take a vacation? When was the last time you take 30 minutes for yourself and you tell people not to bother you? And they will be like, well, that's what you're showing your children to do. You might thinking, but I teach them. You taught them? Yes, you did. But you taught them what you are doing. So please, please, please make sure you're taking care of yourself first, and then teaching your children how to take care of themselves. Okay? So a few ways that you can help your children to take care of themselves, a few ways that you can implement it, things that you can do so you can take care of your children are. One of them is give them hugs. Give your kids hugs. Give your kids long hugs. Do not wait until they do something right. Do not wait until they do something that makes you happy to give them hugs. Wake up, give them hugs, praise them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you're proud of them. Be genuine about it. Make sure you find things that you can tell your children you're proud of. Even if it's little things, make sure you have time, moments you can tell your children you love them. Don't wait until there's a big event. Make sure you are complimenting your children throughout the days, throughout the weeks, throughout the month. Make sure you are connecting your children with hobbies. They have to have hobbies outside of the home. It cannot be school, church, and home. It cannot be. The kids have to explore and connect it with hobbies, and you can see what they like. Like if you pay attention, if you are present, you are paying attention to your children, you will see what they like. If you see they like singing, they like drawing, if you see they like playing outside, you can see whatever. You can pay attention. I remember one of my kid, and I don't have children, but one of my patient, when I was doing therapy, and he used to fight a lot at school. And I was like, oh, you can be a nice wrestler. You can be a good, boxer, because you're fighting in school every day and you always win. You can be a great wrestler. And I encouraging the parents to connecting him to wrestling team, and oh my God, the difference it make into his life, because he's doing something that he believes he enjoy, that's safe, that's constructive, and it is a hobby. And he used to be telling his mom, I remember his mom say, oh my God, Krista, you create a monster. Because he would be like, Mom, hurry up, we have wrestling practice, we have to go. And not only he get to do that, he also get to build healthy relationship. That's another one. You need to help your children build healthy relationship with other individuals. Yes, you need to help your children build supportive, healthy relationship with you. Make sure you're not just the parent, you're not just the disciplinary, you're not just the guidance, the one who's telling them what to do, but make sure you also are the person that if your kids having any issues, that they can come to you. Make sure you are creating a safe and predicted environment for your children. And I say predicted, not unpredicted, but predicted. If your children live in an environment that's chaotic, there is not a good way for them to take care of their mental health. You need to make sure, and I know sometimes when I'm telling parents, they're like, oh, that sounds like the military. Oh, that sounds like the war. But when they implemented it, the difference it does in their children's life. You need to implement it routine. You need to implement it schedule. You need to implement it predicted life. Your children need to know there's a time to sleep, there's a time to get up, there's a time to play, there's a time to do homework, there's a time to do chores in the home, there's a time to clean. They need to create a predicted. You cannot just get up and say, I'm moving, or get up and do something different, or we're going to pick someone somewhere else, or we're going to bring someone in our home. You cannot have like that, because you're going to create an environment that brings anxiety to your children. Teach your children coping skills. Teach your children of how to take care of themselves. Coping skills. There's solving coping skills. There is problem solving coping skills. There is healthy relationship. There's so many different safe coping skills. And yes, there will be a time where I come up with detailed coping skills. If you do follow me in social media, I post a lot about certain different coping skills based on different type of different things. So connect with me. But there will be a time I mention all the coping skills that there is. And I will talk about unsafe coping skills and safe coping skills. Okay? Be present, be attentive in your children's life. I have met with so many parents, and when the kids are telling me something, they're like, I don't know this about you. I didn't know this about you. What? This is happening? And sometimes I'm asking them about a question about their children. They don't know. Basic things like, is your children is doing good in school? What kind of grades your children get? What is the children's favorite color? What time your children sleep? What kind of food your children eat? What do they like to do for fun? What do they do after school? And sometimes parents is like, Or they ask the kid, what do you do after school? They're not attentive. You need to get to know your kids. You need to be present. You need to be involved in your children's life. You need to play with your kids. You need to have fun with your kids. Yes, like I say, encouraging ways for your kids to express themselves. Be honest with your kids. Be authentic with your kids. Show them who you are. Laugh with your kids. Cry with your kids. Be honest with your kids. Praise your kids. Set realistic goals for your kids. Set realistic expectation based on age, based on what you teach them, based on what you think their capacity is. I have a few parents that's like, I don't understand why he doesn't know this, why he doesn't. Your kid is 2 years old. How is your kids going to be able to know how to manage their mood or regulate their emotion? You have to teach them that. You as a parent, do not forget, yes, you love your children, but your first job as a parent is to teach your children everything that's under the sun. You need to teach your children how to dress. You need to teach your children how to eat. You need to teach your children how to work. You need to teach your children discipline, guidance. Your job is to teach. You need to teach your children how to process anger, how to process sadness. Sometimes you have to teach your children how to process grief. So you need to learn what that is, and you need to teach them that. If you need help, do not stay and pretend you know it all. You are a superhuman being. Reach out. There is individuals that can help. Do not feel a type of way if you're asking for help. Sometimes you can ask for help from your community. Sometimes you can ask for help from your village, which is like maybe your own parents, or maybe someone you see that's doing great in parenting. Sometimes you can ask for help from reading a good book about parenting. Sometimes you can even ask for help from a therapist. Do not be afraid to ask for help. It doesn't say you are a bad parent if you ask for help. Like I mentioned in the last video for adult, make sure your children are eating a balanced nutrition meal. Pay attention of what your children's eating, because yes, we are what we eat. If you're always feeding your children cold nutrition, you will say, oh my God, I create a little monster. Why is he's always mad? Why is she's always upset? Why is she's? Because of what they're eating. Make sure your children get physical activity. Make sure your children is engaging in social activity. Make sure your children are engaging in fun activity with yourself, with others. Make sure your children are and have friends. Make sure they have positive relationship that outside the home, even positive relationship with uncles, aunties, their own siblings, positive relationships with church member, role models. You don't have to be your only child relationship. You don't need to be the only person who have relationship with your child. They can have outside relationship. Just make sure you are attentive. Make sure they are doing it with you, because a lot of things that happening, it's with people that live in the home, it's with people that live in the neighborhood. So make sure, because there's a lot going on, there's a lot down under the sun. I am not encouraging you to just let your children go and spend time with friends and don't know where they're at, what they're doing, none of that. That's not what I'm encouraging you to do. But I'm encouraging you to create positive relationship. Make sure you're also taking care of your own mental health. Make sure you are taking care of your own self. Seek support, like I say. Be honest. Create appropriate guidance and discipline for your children. Do not always criticism of your children. It's not the only way of discipline. Always hitting your children, beating them up is not the only way of discipline. There's quite a few different ways of discipline. Invest a little bit on them. Invest a little bit of a little book that's talk about different way of discipline. Those create healthy human beings. Those create ways for you to help your children taking care of their own mental health. Those create self-esteem, self-confidence, and positive relationship with your children and with their own self. So this is where I'm going to end the video. We always end our video with a of a dose of self-care that I always open in the Creole video, but I'm going to say it in the English one. In the Creole video, I whip the self-care a little bit, but we still can read it. And there's one word that I have a hard time pronounce, because you guys realize I have a beautiful accent, but I'm going to try my best. It's say, you are a force to be reckoned with. Reckon, RECKONED. You are a force to be reckoned with. So what does that mean to you guys when I read it? What does it mean? To me, that means that I am powerful beyond. Because when I see reckon, I see it like the force of a hurricane. I see the force of a tornado. I see the force of a fire. You know, when a fire starts and it keep going, that's how I see it. And then this dose is reminding me that I am a force. So I do encouraging that you guys learn something new from this video, and I do encouraging you guys to take care of yourself first, and then taking care of your children's mental health. Thank you for being with me today in this video. I know we're in the last Monday of March. The year is running and the months are running. So I wish that you guys have a great week and have a great Monday, and we'll see each other next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.